James Gunn did it. We all walked out of that cinema feeling hope, feeling joy, feeling human, feeling like Superman. If watching Superman didn't make you feel like that, this video will convince you to feel like a hero. Hi, I'm Eddie C, and I may be dressed as a villain, but this film will change anyone. So pull up your super trunks, because it's time to relive this perspective-changing film. Humanity. The first main message of Superman is the beauty of humanity. It has so many scenes where it literally explains to you how humans are so beautiful and complex, while also balancing this out with more subtle messages about humanity. So let's kick it off with a big super speech.
And that's my greatest strength.
After beating the hell out of Lex, Superman gives him a piece of his mind. After hearing throughout the movie that he's alien, inhuman, Superman has had enough. Clark has had enough. He lashes out, almost shouting that he is, in fact, human. In an emotionally charged speech, Superman states that he loves, he gets scared, he wakes up every morning not knowing what to do, but despite that, he continues on, trying to make the best choices he can. He's not perfect, he makes mistakes, but guess what? That's what it means to be human. Clark is out looking for Crypto.
Where's the dog?
Dog?
The dog, loser! You took the dog!
Even though he isn't his own dog, even though he annoys him time and time again, Clark is still worried because Crypto is out there scared and alone. Superman can't handle that. Clark can't handle that. He needs to save him. That's my Superman. After a failed search for him, Superman, feeling emotionally vulnerable, falls back to Lois's apartment where they have their first conversation after their big argument. Lois explains that she didn't believe that the relationship would work out because she's just some punk rock kid, while he's Superman. To which Clark replies, I am punk rock. In this film, being punk rock is a metaphor for being human. Clark calls seeing the goodness in people and being able to trust them right away as being punk rock, as being human. That's the real punk rock. The reason that in the first half of the film that the relationship between Clark and Lois is failing is that they believe that they are so different, that Lois is human, but Clark is an alien, as Lois denies that Clark is punk rock. After being weakened by kryptonite for hours, Lois takes Superman back to his parents' house, where he grew up. This is the first time that Lois is meeting Clark's parents, and now she is probably shown that Clark had a human upbringing, a human house, human parents, which, may I say, are perfectly casted. They don't look like some Hollywood A-listers, but they look like someone you just see walking down the street, buying groceries, or working at your local bar, which truly immerses you in the humanity aspect of this film. There is a shot where Lois finds in Clark's room a poster of a punk rock band. This is the scene where Lois realizes that while Superman may not be from this planet, he may have all these powers, but he is still a true human. Lois was actually planning to break it off with Clark, but now that she's seen the real him, the relationship can heal and become the best it's ever been. So, you know that song that's going viral right now all over the internet? Punk Rocker is the ending song for Superman, and its inclusion is a subtle way of showing Superman's humanity. The movie ends how it began, at the Fortress of Solitude with Superman being looked after by the robots. Paul asks Clark if he'd like to watch the video of his parents, as it soothes him. In the beginning, the message from Jor-El and Lara Lorvan plays, but at the end, where Superman has announced and embraced his humanity, videos from Clark's childhood with Martha and John Kent are played instead, all while the Punk Rocker song is playing. Clark is looking at all these human videos of himself while the song is saying, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. This is Superman literally saying, I'm human, yes I am. Song of the summer. Equality. Superman sees the best in everyone. He always has, and that is my favourite trait about his character. Even with Lex Luthor, the man who hated on him the whole entire movie, he can see good in him. During his humanity speech, he explains that his humanity is Lex's greatest strength too. Superman doesn't just save your average citizen. He saves dogs, animals, and even tries to save a massive city-destroying monster. When the Justice Gang are killing the kaiju monster in Metropolis, Superman is actively telling them to stop hurting it and to try and get it somewhere safe and alive, where it can't hurt anyone or be hurt. In the Pocket Universe, Lex kills an innocent man out of cold blood in front of Superman and Metamorpho. This is what triggers Superman's escape. Lex failed because he didn't see the man he just killed as equal to him. Seeing that man die caused Metamorpho to cry, so he had a change of heart and helped out Superman. As Jonathan Kent says,
your choices, your actions, that's what makes you who you are.
I couldn't agree with this sentiment more. You are loving and warm on the inside, so show you off. Show love to people around you. Show them who you are. Superman doesn't see himself as this big god with all these little people who are weaker than him. He sees himself as equal to them, and in fact, they aren't weaker than him. We all have our different strengths and abilities that make us unique, but the one factor that brings us all together as equals is our humanity. Hope. There's a criticism of this film that it's woke. And yes, it is. And what is wrong with that? The term woke has been spun in recent years to have negative connotations. It's used as an insult. This is wrong. People are trying to make the world a better place by spreading more social awareness about people's feelings, about people's livelihoods, about how people are in constant danger in their own homes. These people are doing so much good in the world just to be mocked for it by being called woke. The state of the internet is filled with negativity. So many creators abusing their platforms to take advantage of others. People spreading unnecessary hate and negativity toward people in comment sections. TikTok is a major victim of this, with comment sections being filled with people getting angry and violently disagreeing with people. People are being cruel to the elderly on this app. So just stop for a moment. Just think. You don't need to post that negative comment or reply. You don't need to ruin that person's day and make them feel awful. Be the hope in this dark time of the internet and campaign for a kinder, nicer world where comment sections are full of love, community and kindness. There's no doubt that the conflict between Boravia and Jahanpur is a social commentary on the conflict between Israel and Palestine. This film tries to bring hope to those in danger in Palestine by giving them a figure to aspire to be like, to carry on, to push through and keep trying and be a Superman. Just like this boy, dressed as his hero, walking through the war-torn streets of his own home. There are about 93 deaths in Palestine every day. That is 10 to 35 children a day. Every 15 minutes, someone in Gaza dies. Links to the Palestine Solidarity Campaign are in the description for if you would like to donate. Free Palestine. This film has heart. Who else but Superman would save a squirrel from a massive city-destroying monster? You. This film is made to inspire you to be a better person, to look out for the little guy, to show kindness to everyone you meet, to see the goodness in their hearts. Even though you may not know them, no matter how young or old, no matter what race they are, no matter what sexuality they are, help them. Help that old lady cross the street. Help that man get his shopping bags in the car. Help that kid who got his ball stuck in the tree. You have the power to choose. To choose to be kind. Being a superhero isn't about having powers. It's about being kind. It's about being vulnerable. It's about being able to make others laugh. It's about making others feel heard. It's about having the strength to cry. It's about having the strength to get out of bed in the morning and choosing to do good and be there for the ones who care about you. Even through dark times, you still have the ability to shine bright because you are human. And I couldn't be more proud of you. And I love you.